Okay, I really like how this is like a trial outside of the trial. This is kind of cool. The truth about how you really died. About how that scene of your cabin really came to be. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo-san. So then, shall we begin? Yeah. What should we ponder first? Is the victim who lost his life in the cabin that was bolted shut from the inside? Was this truly an unfortunate accident? Or was it in fact no accident at all? That is what we must establish in the first instance. We've already established it, haven't we? The man tripped over the kitten that had climbed into the cabin via the ventilator. Tragic, yes, but still an accident. Wait, let's just take a step back. It doesn't make sense if that's what really happened, does it? I'm going to have to ask you to spell it out for me, I'm afraid. Yeah, it's starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts and Miss Pavlova's story here. The evidence here is right here in Kazuma's cabin. It's undeniable. His death couldn't possibly have been a mere accident. Really? Let us show our hand, Mr. Naruhodo. Time to present the evidence. Give us the proofs. Okay, okay. It was him wearing wardrobe, right? Right?
Yes!
The truth is clearly recorded in this photographic print. There's no way that Mr. Sogi could have left this message on the floor. The script, it's Russian, isn't it? Indeed it is. The word written means wardrobe. I see what you mean. Most people would leave a dying message in their native language, Japanese in this case. But maybe he was studying Russian. It is not! I needed a person to help me the entire time I was trying to learn. And then when she left, I was like, well, it all just slipped out my brain. That doesn't seem likely. That's actually not the point. It makes no difference whether he knew Russian or not. Sorry? What do you mean? Exactly what I said before. There's no way that Mr. Sogi could have left this message on the floor. And the reason why is clearly explained in here. Damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant— oh, whoops, I missed that part. Which means after the victim fell to the floor, he couldn't possibly have written anything. Because he was already dead. That's not the only reason either. There's something else he found in Mr. Sogi's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly have been there, if what Miss Pavlova told us was true. What? So Sasaki-san noticed it too, then? Putting the message on the floor aside, something else gives the truth away. Another piece of evidence proves there was no accident. In other words... Okay, hold on. What? Is it the bell?
Yes!
Maybe? This piece of broken glass next to the mark on the floor. Well, that's the glass bell from the kitten had on his neck. We already know about that. It was broken in half when the victim tripped over the cat and fell. Unfortunately, there was a very big flaw. A fatal flaw. What? If that's really what happened, then how did one half of the bell end up back here in this cabin? Okay. Yes. Remember that we found the other half of the glass bell in that wastepaper basket? Would you care to explain that, Miss Pavlova? Oh no. Both these pieces of evidence clearly point to the same conclusion. That Mr. Sogi died last night in his cabin. There was someone else in the room. And that same person deliberately arranged the scene to disguise the truth in order to cover up his or her own guilt. Yeah. Yes, there was someone else present in Mr. Asobi's... Eh? You're wasting time. Someone else was there? Duh, of course, we know this. What are you talking about? Bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. There's no way. I thought he was calling me a bulkhead. Oh yes. And only other person in cabin was young student died. When young student died was you.
Yes!
Yeah. It's true. I was in the cabin when it happened. You were shut inside the wardrobe. To be precise about the details. But I don't know Russian. There's no way I could have left that message. Not would have. There's no way you could have left this message. To be precise about the details. Would you mind? Forgive me, my dear fellow. As I was saying, a person in question wrote the word wardrobe in the Russian on the floor. In an attempt to incriminate me for the crime. Even though I'd been asleep the entire time. And then the same person picked up the broken glass bell that had fallen on the floor. But in fear of becoming evidence that would show how Mr. Sogi really died. But why wouldn't this person have taken all the pieces of the bell away? Leaving half behind was always going to raise questions. Yeah, well, it was past 1 o'clock in the early hours of the morning. The cabin would have been quite dark. A single small lamp suspended from the ceiling would have barely cast any light on the floor there. Little wonder then that the culprit failed to notice a fragment of a tiny item. Oh, like half. You all suspect me, don't you? Beef? Stroganoff? Nina is woman of sea. She is daughter of strong sailor. 2 years ago, they noticed her dancing skills and she went away to join ballet company. But before, she was dancer on the ship, a member of the ship's band. You do not accuse ship's angel of being criminal. Wait, but if she was, then she would have had her cat, because you had your snake and you would have known and been okay with her cat. Right? Oh, so that's it. You say that when Youngsoon died, Nina was there, in this cabin. But that's not possible. I give my tooth. Well, this is almost interesting. And why would you give your tooth, pray? How can you be so sure? You're a great detective, you should know. Look truth in eyes, cabin bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. Nobody could go into cabin, not Nina, not anyone. Or you want to tell me that killer can walk through locked doors? Niet, it is impossible. He's right. But wait, I've read about this in detective stories. People often tie thread around door latches so they can open and close them from the outside. Thread? Are you stupid? These bulkheads are not barn doors. Certainly not. These are watertight doors, as one would expect to find in any modern steamship. Constructed of heavy steel with not a gap in sight. No threads or needles or magnets could have been used. No, of course not. I thought so too. But Mr. Naruhodo-san suggested it earlier, so... Sasanta-san, how could you shift it on me like that? So Seaman Stroganoff has a valid point. The cabin door couldn't have been bolted from the outside. Not necessarily. What? I put it that you could bolt this cabin door without laying a finger on it. And in this very cabin, you can see the traces of the method I have in mind have been used before. I don't believe it! Again, we just saw this a few seconds ago. Well, Mr. Naruhodo-san, I believe you know what I mean, don't you? A way to shut the bolts of the cabin door from the outside. One way does spring to mind, yeah. Do you really know what Mr. Sholmes means, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, and so should you. Because we've seen it happen. Indeed we have. So, would you care to do the honors, Mr. Naruhodo? What are the telling signs and method that was used to study? The books! The books! The books! Or not. Wait, is it not this? The ship?
Yes!
Look at the bookcase there. See how all the books and things have toppled over? That must have happened when the ship made its emergency stop before. Yes, that's right. It's a very powerful vessel after all. When the engines are thrown into reverse, a violent jolt goes across the entire ship. Any small objects that aren't fastened down are bound to fall over. I believe, yes. This was known as the force of inertia, acting on the objects. Is there nothing to stop the sun doesn't know? Or that isn't our book, at least? Well, whatever it's called, the same force pushes over those books in the bookcase. Also makes something else in this cabin move. The bolts on the cabin door. It was very obvious just after the emergency stop that the ship made earlier. We had to come to this cabin not long before, and we hadn't bolted the door. But then... Hello, is anybody in there? Shout if you need assistance. Okay, flashback, flashback. Yes, I know, we were just here. Oh yes! That's it! When the ship stopped suddenly, the bolt flew across and locked the door. Yeah, it's made of metal, but it's small enough and light enough to be moved by the ship's sudden change of speed. Or the force of inertia, if you want to call it that. Are you trying to say that last night, after Mrs. Sogi was killed, and that's why everyone's head hurt. Everyone felt like hit their head against their bed or whatever. The SS Burra made another emergency stop. When I woke up this morning and looked around the cabin, I thought it looked a little odd. All the books on the shelves had toppled over, and all the ornaments. It was almost as if someone had run their hand across the shelves and deliberately knocked everything over. Oh yes, I remember that, and I accused you. And I stood them all up again, didn't I? Yeah, and then when we came to his cabin, we were surprised to see the same thing in here. All the books and everything had toppled over, just like Mr. Sogi's cabin. Oh my! Do you have anything to say about this, Miss Pavlova? Are you out of your mind? You say Burya made emergency stop? It does seem a little far-fetched. How could that possibly have happened? Unless you're saying that the culprit is actually someone from the engine room. Oh, it's simple enough. Are you forgetting the button in the passageway outside? Used to trigger the emergency alarm. What if the cat just smacked it? Oh yes, of course. There was a notice, wasn't there? Telling you to only press a button in times of emergency. On dark nights when the fog is dense, the captain cannot afford... On dark nights when the fog is dense, the captain cannot afford to rely on the eyes of his lookout alone. Hence the placement of a number of buttons around the vessel to allow any crewman to raise the alarm. The sort of button one is almost compelled to press to satisfy one's curiosity. Wait, it was you? When the button is pressed, two things happen in the interest of safety. The emergency alarm bell rings, and the vessel comes to a complete stop. As indeed it did a little earlier today. Mr. Sholmes, surely it wasn't you who... As I always say, a button has but one purpose in life. To hold my clothes together, to be pressed, whatever the occasion. He almost sounds proud of himself. How dare you mess with ship? I report you to Captain. You are in much trouble now. Now. sure all that can wait until later. Let us not overlook the fact that we have now learned a valuable lesson. When the vessel makes an emergency stop, the bolts on the cabin doors slide closed. So, what we must now consider. Yes, it all comes down to one thing now. Last night, after what happened to Mr. Asogi, did this ship make an emergency stop, or did it not? You are idiots, Maria, as who ship with many passengers. If we make an emergency stop, even in the middle of the night, there would be chaos everywhere. What are your thoughts, Mr. Naruhodo-san? Well, it's certainly possible that some kind of emergency happened last night. You have evidence to support that idea. Really? What evidence, Mr. Naruhodo? Our headaches. Fascinating. Do show us, my good man. What evidence promotes the theory that some emergency gripped this vehicle last night? Okay, what do I have for that, though? Is it this? Or is it?
Yes!
Seaman Stroganoff? It's your duty to patrol the first-class area of the ship, isn't that right? Ah, that is correct. What? In the ship's log here, this would be where you record the details of your duties. What are you doing with that? That is mine. Ah, you rather carelessly left it atop the little makeshift burrow in the passageway out there. But as responsible passengers, we took it into our care with a mind to return to you later. I left it on there on purpose. That is where I put it always. The point is, looking at what you usually report, it's clear that under normal circumstances you write the phrase "nothing to report" every 30 minutes. But from 2 o'clock last night until first light this morning, nothing was recorded at all. Nothing recorded in the log? That is done, because nothing happened. But if nothing happened, you would normally write "nothing to report," wouldn't you? Indeed so, which tells us that shortly after 2 a.m., something happened. Aboard the SS Buria. Something sufficiently significant to make you forget to fill in the ship's log, in fact. Are you suggesting that the ship really did make an emergency stop in the middle of the night? Stop talking rubbish. If I'm perfectly honest, I find that a little hard to believe myself. Huh? Really? Why? Well, because if something as major as an emergency stop had really happened, surely all of us would have noticed. That's very true. The next emergency stop we experienced earlier, we all know what it feels like now. The ship lurched so violently, and the alarm bell was so loud. I can't imagine that anybody would sleep through that, even if it happened in the dead of night. Well, no, that's a good point. I did notice headaches. What of the throbbing? Sorry, what do you mean? Your head, man. The throbbing on your head since this morning. We've all suffered with it. Oh, yes. I have had a headache, you're right. In fact, I haven't been feeling myself since I woke up today. Nor have I. My head has been feeling heavy ever since dawn. Yes, you've all been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected. He's right, my head's been throbbing today too. And since eating dinner yesterday evening, everything has felt sort of hazy. I can't really remember anything that happened after I climbed back inside the wardrobe. Then the first thing I noticed this morning, throbbing pain in my head. I'd already been dragged out the wardrobe and had those handcuffs put on me by that point. Why didn't I wake up when all of that was happening to me? Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo. You boarded this vessel as a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, well, yeah, sorry. The stowaway class of accommodation doesn't usually include meals. What did you survive on? Oh, well, Kazuma looked after me. He was always happy to share his meals. So you enjoyed some of the whole roast chicken dish that served you yesterday evening, I take it? Yeah, in fact, I had all of that. Kazuma wasn't fond of chicken. Oh, really? So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all? Yeah, that's right. He didn't touch it. Is that relevant? Wait. Sorry, this is like new. I'm like, wait, Sherlock 1, you discovered something. You're like, yay. But also, wait, were we poisoned? Again? My dear fellow, does that not strike you? Mr. Sholmes, do you mean to say that there was something wrong with the chicken? I do. Wait, really? Is that really true? The meal prepared for the passengers last night had been tampered with. Tampered with the addition of a soporific designed to induce a very deep slumber for those who consumed it. Okay, but we're back again to like, wait, was there... Wait, what? A sleeping drug? Do you mean whoever did this laced every meal with a sleeping drug so no one knows the ship's emergency stop? Mr. Naruhodo, of course that's not what Mr. Sholmes means. What a far-fetched idea. No, that sounds about right now. Precisely. Lacing every meal of the passenger with a board with... Lacing every meal of every passenger on board with this horrific drug would certainly be impossible. Unless, that is, every single member of the crew was a conspirator. Oh. Wait, are we going all murder on the Orient Express here? Oh, spoilers? For a like, almost 100-year-old story? Well, Stroganoff? I'm sorry to say that any more deception in this matter will get you nowhere. What? If you refuse to talk, there would have been an inquiry made through the shipping company, of course. And more than to happen, every member of the crew, and the captain himself, would be hauled over the coals. For aiding and abetting a renegade. Wait, so where did we stop? Please, no more. Oh wait, did we pick her up? Is that it? That's just it, right? I will tell- No, because the stop was after she was here already. Okay, no. I cannot make problems like this. Anymore. These crewmen were your former comrades, I believe. Duh. So, when I decided to run away, I asked them to help me. We all agreed to help, everyone together. She threw everything away. Her famed ballet, Mother Russia. We want to help our angel. I don't believe it. You are right. We put sleeping drug in chicken last night. Oh yeah, I remember now. I did notice chewing into a lump of something strange and bitter at one point. Duh. We cannot make all drug. How do you say? Dissolve. Talk about heavy seasoning. At midnight in waters near Shanghai, we brought our angel on board. She was helped by comrade on shore with small fishing boat. All the passengers of the SS Bureau slept soundly. Thanks to an almost magical effect of the slumber-inducing potion of evening meals I contained. So if that's what happened, the only people awake on the ship last night were the crew, people who just like chicken, and the newly boarded passenger, Miss Pavlova. And that means it would have been possible for you. You could have used the emergency stop trick to lock Kazuma cabin door. Okay, got it. So she knew that happened? How does that make sense? Surely every cabin door would have ended up locked in that case. There would have been complete chaos. Oh, I wouldn't say so. Huh? Oh, of course. Just like us, all the other passengers who would have eaten their evening meal of chicken in their cabins. After which they would have been overwhelmed by tiredness because of the sleeping drug. Right. And accordingly, all passengers were already in their cabins for the night. Yes. The overwhelming majority of passengers would habitually sleep in their cabin with their cabin doors bolted anyway. And so not one of them would have found it remarkable to find the door locked in the morning. In summary, in order to fasten the bolt of a single cabin door on the ship, the culprit brought the entire vessel to emergency stop in the early hours of the morning. You have talked a long time and said many things. What is point? The point is I didn't murder anybody. The point is what I said earlier. There was somebody else present on the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone left a message in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate another. Someone who tried desperately to hide the broken fragments of glass that would reveal the culprit's identity. Oh yeah, we're proving that too. And someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock a door. All told, a busy night. Y'all were in cahoots. But... I don't know about any of this. I'm just a little girl. You like to speak with your long English words and explain your clever ideas. But I am Sailor, and sailors don't listen to long, boring stories we don't believe. Sailors like me, we trust only what we see with our eyes. A laudable trait. What? I am quite of the same disposition, my good man. Observation to me is everything. Mr. Naruhodo-san? Yeah? Do you hear it? The accusatory cry of guilt in the wind. What accusatory cry of guilt? I'm sorry, you've lost me. Proof of involvement, man. But you can't hear such a call with your ears. No. You must hear it with your eyes. For observation is the basis of all deduction. What are you talking about? I believe the time has come. For one final logic and reasoning spectacular. Oh, yay, cool. To expose the truth. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so Mr. Naruhodo-san, your assistance, if you please. With what exactly, Mr. Schultz? With observation, my dear fellow, just as I said. Of these two... Oh my god, what? Prevaricators. Yeah, that. Observation? If you remember, Mr. Naruhodo-san, we know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence, don't we? By tampering with the scene of Mr. Asogi's death. We're looking for some trace of evidence that one of these two was there when it happened. Precisely. You're delightfully quick to grasp my meaning. Alright, I'll see what I can see. So we're looking for a trace of evidence that shows someone else was there last night when Kazuma died? Okay, are we again really questioning this? Right? Think so. Maybe. She has such petite ears. Oh wait, no, wait. Okay, hold on. Any other evidence I need to find? Ooh! That. That sure is pretty sus, sir. You're not checking out your midriff. Oh, look at this! It's some kind of stain in an unusual place. Yes, you're right. It looks like ink, if I'm not mistaken. Ink? And look at the color, too. It's clear where this came from. Okay, that looks like some evidence for me. Let's present that. Ink stain! I'm out of coffee. Seaman Stroganoff? You seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there. Eh? Yes, I don't know where the dirt comes from. So, nothing in particular comes to mind about the stain. What are you trying to say? It would appear that the significance of the stain has escaped your attention, Seaman. Allow us to make it plain. It's a very large purple stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform. I think what made it is clear. Indeed it is. So, Mr. Naruhodo-san, present the evidence that proves it. My pleasure. Alright then, the evidence approves of the stain. It really is. Okay, ink. Wait, do I have ink? Oh, right. This.
Yes!
Be good. Yeah, it's his photograph, and the ink shows. That's what caused the stain on your uniform. Ink? A rather unusual color of ink. Purple. Ah, the penny drops. At last. Now you see the significance. The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body was written in purple ink. Ooh. And the stain on the back of your uniform is ink of the exact color. If the ink had been dry, it couldn't possibly have stained your uniform that way. Which means you must have been present in the cabin moments immediately after the ink was spilt. Alright, yes. It was me. I did it. Everything. I arranged everything in Dead Student's cabin to make it look like Wardrobe Man did it. Then I pressed button to make Vera do emergency stop and bolt cabin doors shut. I did everything so no one would suspect our angel. Beef, please. Don't worry, Angel. Let me do talking. It was after 1 in the morning. I was on duty, patrolling passageway. Then our angel came to me. She was white like sheet. Beef, please, you must help me. I went with her. The door to cabin number was open. Number 1 was open. When I looked inside, I saw a student boy on floor. What happened here? Please, don't tell anyone. My little one, my little furry friend, murdered a man. Everything that happened in cabin is like Angel told you. The kitten escaped to the ventilator into Mr. Asogi's cabin. Then he tripped over it and broke his neck when he fell to the floor? Then he tripped over it and broke his neck when he fell to the floor? Yes, that is right. So after the incident, when the cat ran away, Miss Pavlova then visited the cabin next to hers, only to find his occupant lying lifeless on the floor. She said she was worried when she heard sound of something falling on the floor. That's when she went to look. No, Angel? The door is not locked, so she opened to look, and you already know what happened after. There's just one thing, if you wouldn't mind. What? When you went to Mr. Asogi's cabin, Miss Pavlova, was he already dead? Why? I already told you. When Nina opened the door of student's cabin and looked inside, I was asking Miss Pavlova. Nice. Well, Miss Pavlova? Oh! Yes, that is right. I saw him. It was dark, and he was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I was scared. I understand, and I believe you. So, is that finally it now? Have we discovered the real truth about Kazuma's death at last? Ah, something nearly slipped my mind. More? Really, Mr. Schultz? This photograph, yes. I took this myself, you know. Well, it's very nicely, like, framed, so good job. The cause of death was a broken neck, therefore the victim died instantly. And the unfortunate incident that precipitated these events, a kitten on which the victim stumbled. However, if those are the facts, there is one particular area in this photograph that seems to be somewhat unnatural. What do you mean unnatural? What? Yeah, no, what? What? Well... If Kazuma tripped and fell by some terrible stroke of bad luck and broke his neck, which by this photograph print seems unnatural. Oh, I don't know. Okay, neck?
Yes!
Nope, nope. Nope, okay, call me dumb. Oh no, 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 no. Okay, I know, I'm stupid, sorry. I'll try that again. What? Oh, the words. Oh no, no, okay, something else. Imagine, if you will, losing your footing yourself. Would you land as the victim have? What of your head? Oh, he's holding something. Okay, his hand. You look like the sort of fellow who stumbles with some regularity. It should be an easy task. Why do I? Okay, so his this one. This hand. Present?
Yes!
Alright, so if he really fell due to an accident, then his fist just doesn't seem quite right. You're really observant, Mr. Holmes. The exact thought had occurred to me. In a fall, one's instinct is to open the palms flat. Yet here we see the victim with his left hand tightly balled into a fist. Almost, you might say, as though he were gripping something. What do you mean? Simply that I took the liberty. I swear, this is evidence that would have saved me a long time ago. I'm really somewhat upset at you. Wait, you did? And what, pray, do you imagine I found there, my dear fellow? Mr. Sholmes, show us, please. Why, of course, my dear madam. Would I keep you in suspense? Her earring. This is what I found. Oh, a crescent moon with a little gemstone in the middle. Yes, you're right, a crescent moon. It's very pretty. What does this tell us? It tells us nothing. I'm not so sure. That crescent moon looks familiar somehow. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere before. Observation, Mr. Naruhodo. That is the key. Huh? The truth is now tantalizingly close. How did that crescent moon come to be in Kazuma's clenched fist? This is the final clue, the last piece of the puzzle. Ask yourself, what does this little crescent moon mean? What significance has it? And observe. Find the answer with your own eyes. Okay. Nya. Ear.
Yes!
Miss Pavlova, I noticed that on your ear, even though you have a metal earring, the decorative part of it seems to be missing. The little link holding it must have broken, I suppose. Eh? What? But looking at your other ear, I noticed a crescent moon. I don't believe it. Now, the missing crescent moon was found in the victim's clenched fist. Clearly, there's only one logical conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Miss Naruhodo? Yeah? Miss Pavlova? Mr. Sogi must have grasped that crescent moon and pulled it from your ear. Perhaps just moments before he fell to the floor. In other words, last night in Mr. Sogi's cabin, you witnessed the moment when the victim fell with your own eyes. In fact, you were quite literally at arm's length from him. But then the question is, why did Mr. Sogi do that? Why did he pull your earring from your ear and hold it in his clenched fist during his final moments? Oh no. Angel? No one can protect you now. Please, Miss Pavlova, tell us the truth. Last night, what did you do to Kazuma? This trial is against so many twists and turns, honestly. When I think about everything that happened yesterday, it was too much. Oh, it was too much. Running away, the fishing boat in the middle of the night, trying to climb into this huge ship. And then, when I was at last in this cabin, and I could relax after this horrible long day. Meow. Darka, wait. I couldn't believe it when she disappeared through the ventilator. I tried to call her with a little whistle. I tried waving her favorite toy. But nothing worked. Darka would not come back. No. What are you doing at this time of night, Inspector? What are you doing at this time of night, Inspector? Huh? Oh. I'm sorry. Oh, Kazuma. I thought it was a friend of mine. It's been so long, Kazuma. Me sending me your corpse photo. The young man from your country. He was very polite and kind. He helped me to find Darka. And he promised not to tell anyone. And we showed our strays. His was Ryunosuke. But then, when I had my friend in my arms again, I was going to leave the man's cabin. Just a moment, sorry, but... Oh, yes. I'm sure I know your face. I've seen you somewhere before. Ah. Oh, of course. You're Nikolina Pavlova, aren't you? The Russian ballerina? Huh? No, I don't know that name. My heart nearly stopped when he said that. He knew who I was. How could this man from a land in a faraway east know a Russian ballerina? 'Cause he's fancy. Yes, I saw your performance in Japan. The beauty of the ballet made a deep impression on me. But what are you doing on the ship? I'm sure I read that your ballet company was performing in Shanghai at the moment. I can't fool him. I have to tell him the truth and hope he doesn't tell anyone. I have no other choice. I see. So you've run away. Please, please keep my secret. Don't tell anyone. Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here. Wait. Oh! Okay. He was gonna ask me in the closet, but she thought he was gonna pull the cord. He's gonna pull that cord. He's gonna tell the captain. Why did I think I could trust him? Then it happened. Everything at once. It was only a second, but it felt like forever. Wait, I shouted, and then... Darka jumped out of my arms and down to the young man's feet. Okay, so he still did trip over the cat. She didn't push him. And... Oh no, the slow turn. As he turned to look at me... Ouch. Nope, she pushed him. Was a murder after all. I don't even know why. I don't know why I did it. I was just so scared. And I had to stop him from telling anyone about me. Okay, but Kazuma, why'd you say you need a second opinion? Just don't tell anyone. And that's when you went to fetch help? From Seaman Stroganoff, who was on duty on the out in the passageway? I heard Nina cry out and thud on the floor, so I ran to her. Oh no, wrong voice. She was standing at the cabin door, shaking like a leaf. She looked at me and said, "Help me, Beef. If they find out, I will be... Please, I have nowhere to go." So you decided to help. And that's when you arranged things in Kazuma's cabin to make it look like I did it. So that no one will suspect the passenger in the cabin next door. Again, you could have made it seem like an accident. That he tripped, right? Yes. I went into the cabin and looked around to make sure there was nothing to show Nina was there. And then I found Stowaway.
in wardrobe, still sleeping.
Yeah, that's when he found me.
So, you worked out a plan to lay blame on the stowaway. I closed wardrobe doors and put back strange paper sign.
Lucky for me, that's the only reason Sutherland started to believe me when I said that I was innocent.
I dragged young man's body to a good place. I used ink that was spilling to right on the floor.
I wrote wardrobe. But I don't really know. I know it's garderobe. So the person who found him would look inside the wardrobe and find the stowaway.
And tell me, what is the glass bell? It was by my feet, so I picked it up. I see. But it was dark in the cabin. I didn't notice the other half.
Then Angel went back to her cabin, and I finished job. By pressing the emergency alarm button on the passageway?
Duh. Accordingly, the SS Burra did indeed come to emergency halts a little after 2 a.m., thus enticing the bolts on the cabin door to slide shut, creating the locked room mystery.
Oh, hi, Iron Man! Waving hi. Sorry, I didn't even see that if that was earlier. There's still one thing I don't understand, Miss Pavlova.
What?
Well, you said that you told Kazuma about the fact that you'd run away from your homeland. And it's because you were worried he was going to tell the captain you pushed him? Isn't that right?
Yes. But even if he had pulled the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship...
Oh, but if he called the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship, aren't you friends with every member of the crew? Oh, maybe not the captain? Hey, I'm doing good. This is only, what, an hour and 45 minutes into the 25 hours of streaming that I have to do? So, still doing good. Out of coffee, though. And, yeah, so almost done with chapter 2. I did not at all guess this whatsoever. I was so confused. Aren't you friends with every member of the crew? Why would that have been a problem?
It was what he said first that made me scared.
What he said first?
What are you doing here this time of night, Inspector?
Oh, flashback to what we saw 3 seconds ago.
I thought it was a friend of mine.
Oh, we thought he was going to call the inspector.
He said an inspector was his friend.
Yes, meaning me.
Who was supposed to be acting as his bodyguard. I thought that if police knew about me, they would arrest me. So before you could pull the bell cord, May I stop you a moment, please, Miss Pavlova? It just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, was Mr. Sogi really going to pull the bell cord? I don't know. What? What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, hey, thanks so much for the sub! Yeah, so, like I said, I'm on chapter 2 of this, so if you did want to watch more, I do have the others recorded. And it is variety gaming, so a lot of horror stuff, a lot of random things. But I appreciate it, thank you! Well, I'm not Kazuma, so I can't know for certain, but... Hi, Hats! Nice to meet you, too! He was a man of his word. If he told you he wouldn't give your secret away, then he wouldn't have done. Oh, just so you both know, at noon, I'm switching over to Among Us with friends. So we get to hang out and see them. And see that game. And see how terrible I am at that.
No, he was walking over to it. He was going to pull the cord. He was going to make them send me back. Well, Mr. Naruhodo? The day's work is not yet done, it seems. There is one more deduction to make.
Huh? Another deduction? Oh, hey, thanks. That's super nice. So far, everything's been super chill in chat, but if anything's out of control, I'll let you know. Oh, I'll figure it out. This is my first live stream, because I'm normally not a streamer. Normally I just do YouTube videos. But again, wanted to help out a friend with Extra Life Charity, so 25 hour stream. What? Another deduction? Yeah, wait. Are we not done?
Yes. What action was the victim really about to take at that moment?
Oh, right. Just gonna say, talk to me in the closet. Wardrobe.
What can we determine whether the young man's gaze was directed?
Hi, Mark! Nice to see you too. We're just finishing up Ace Attorney here before noon when I switch over to Among Us with the rest of the Extra Life crew that I am streaming with.
First, consider the victim's location within his cabin.
That's easy. I remember every detail of that room. Okay, we know what to say. I mean, yeah, I spent quite a lot of time in the wardrobe, but still. That cabin has been my home for this entire voyage.
So, this is how the cabin looked last night when Miss Pavlova visited Kazuma-sama.
Well, yeah, that's exactly how it was.
Are you ready then, Miss Naruhodo?
Yeah. If there's one thing I've learned today, it's that a simple gaze can reveal all manner of truths. And not only that, in order to draw the right conclusion, you can't afford to be out, even by a little bit, when you're following the gaze to where it lands. So when he turned away from Miss Pavlova, what exactly was Kazuma looking at? Me. Present that. Yeah, so you killed a man for no good reason, miss. Considering everything that happened last night, certainly it may have looked as though Kazuma was going to ring the bell cord.
Yes, however, what is directly beside the bell cord? The wardrobe.
The wardrobe?
And more importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? The man's great friend, sleeping soundly.
Huh.
Miss Pavlova, please, think back very carefully. What were Mr. Sogi's exact words last night? Give me a moment, I could use another opinion here.
Another opinion?
Yes, but not from a member of the crew. No, Mr. Sogi intended to consult his close friend on the matter. To see if between them they might have been able to help in some way, no doubt.
Oh no!
Sadly, we can't know the truth for certain now. It's too late for that. But I wish you had made sure of what Mr. Sogi was looking at. Things may have ended very differently if you had. Miss Pavlova?
I want to thank you for finally admitting the truth. But unfortunately, the truth is, a man lost his life because of what you did. And that will never change. I hope you'll never forget that.
I'm sorry. Really, I'm so sorry.
Aw.
What have I done?
Murder.
And so, at long last, the mystery surrounding the tragic accident on the SS Berea was finally laid to rest.
Yeah, chapter 2 done! It's like good timing too. Okay, oh. Okay, but what if the third chapter I get accused for murder again? SS Berea, first class cabin. What will happen to Miss Pavlova now then?
Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed over to the British police at Scotland Yard.
What about the fact that she ran away from Russia? Oh, is she gonna get deported? Won't the Russians try to yeah, whatever, we know.
Apparently, the English detective can speak to the immigration office and sort all that out.
Mr. Sholmes can do that? So she won't be going back to Russia then? I mean, she probably has to return to Tiara.
No, I don't think so. Even if she wanted to return in the future, I doubt she would be able to. She ran away, so now she's in exile for life.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. It's okay, Beef. Stroganoff?
I wanted to help our angel, no matter what. But I didn't think about you, about how you lost good friends. I will go with Nina. I will give myself to British police.
That's kind of you. In the meantime, thank you for letting me go free again. Kazuma's death feels like such a waste, but... I mean, yeah. Well, do you know what you can do for Miss Pavlova? You know what you can do for Miss Pavlova, won't you? No. Well, do what you can for Miss Pavlova, won't you?
Duh. Well, I'm afraid you need to pack now.
We're due to arrive... Oh, I mean, I guess I just take Kazuma's clothes, right? That's not weird.
We're due to arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow, as much as it pains me. I'm going to hand you over to Consul to arrange your passage back to Japan.
What? Why? Also, you're all healed up from your bruises. Yeah, I did stow away after all. I couldn't really expect anything different.
So, you should get back to your cabin now.
Oh, you sleep in a bed.
Yay.
So, I have a few minutes, game, so you can wrap this up before I switch over. It looks like my study tour to Great Britain is over before it even began. To think that only days ago, Kazuma and I were laughing together about how we'd tear up the streets of London. But it seems like a distant memory now. Oh, what's that? Is it someone weeping? Oh. Is that the sun? Hey.
Naruhodo-san, I didn't know you had returned.
Oh, well, I haven't been back long. Inspector Hosonaga just told me I should pack, you know? Ready to leave ship tomorrow and all that.
I still can't believe this happened. I can't believe someone's life can be over, just like that.
Is that the sun?
He had such grand ideas for this visit to Great Britain. So many dreams. And now they've been cruelly taken away, just as he has. I thought I could never forgive the person responsible. But now we know the truth. That was just an accident.
I mean, a little pushy, but sure.
Just a series of mishaps. It's too much, Naruhodo-san. It's just too much.
Yeah, I know.
I wish there was something I could say.
Oh, it's Hosonaga.
Inspector! My duty was to see Asogi-san safely to Great Britain, but I failed. It caused his two closest friends great pain and suffering as a result. I've let everyone down. And I will do anything to make up for my terrible blunder.
Let me go to England. Nobody blames you, Inspector. Wait, what? Huh? Stop! I love you, but stop.
Surprise, Mr. Naruhodo?
Huh? What's the meaning of this?
Oh, a trifling matter. Simply that in my head, I think I shall always picture you wearing those shackles. Without them, the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting.
Sorry?
So I decided to restore them for old time's sake, shall we say. You are a stowaway after all.
He thinks this is funny?
Mr. Sholmes. We do appreciate all your assistance. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Not at all, not at all. And though it's a little late, may I offer my sincere condolences?
Question mark? The loss of your companion is truly heartrending. I hope that you'll be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor. I'm afraid that won't be possible. We shall be disembarking at the next port, in Hong Kong. We have to return to Japan to make a full report about everything that's happened.
Huh? Wait a minute. It's just me that's to go back, isn't it? I mean, I was a stowaway.
Susato-san, are you a stowaway? The terms of the study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. It was to be 1 lawyer and 1 assistant.
Was to be?
In light of Mr. Sogi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead.
Oh no.
I don't care for me, but... Poor Susato-san. My dear fellows, the majority of problems have an extremely simple solution, you know. All you require is 1 lawyer, and the study tour can continue, surely.
Yeah?
But there is no one else here with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know of no other lawyer. Qualifications, you say? Any qualifications obtained in your country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid. Oh, But anyway, the voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer.
Me.
Yes.
Mrs. Sato?
Yes?
Do you think perhaps I may be able to do it?
Huh. But you're not a lawyer, Mr. Naruhodo-san. Oh, unless... Are you studying law?
I mean, no, I'm not, but I've done 2 lawyer things already.
I'm sorry, in that case, I don't think there's even a chance it could work. But as I said, there was still more than a month before we reach England shores. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yeah, I have a month in which to study. To learn what I must to become a lawyer in Great Britain.
Mr. Naruhodo? That's ridiculous. Are you seriously suggesting anybody could learn all that in just 40 days?
There's only one way to find out. I would work my fingers to the bone, Inspector, every single day. Will you let me try? And if by the time we reach Great Britain I haven't learned enough to be recognized as a lawyer, I'll take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate.
But why put yourself in such a difficult position?
Oh, okay, good. I was like, right, I'm like, I need this chapter to end. The chapter's almost done. I need it to end. For Kazuma, he said there was something he had to do in Great Britain, and that he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. He was passionate about it. I can't let passion just come to nothing. And anyway, it's for my own benefit, too. I'll become a lawyer. I have to. What do you say, Miss Sato? She smiled at me!
I think it's a wonderful idea.
Thanks.
So, what does our bespectacled Inspector Fred say? Are you serious? 1 lawyer and 1 assistant. The numbers are indisputable. No, it's madness. Yet fascinating, wouldn't you agree?
Fascinating?
Duty and rules are the dull routine of existence that we all abhor. Give us interest, give us fascination. Speak for yourself. Besides, qualifications are no measure of a man. What matters is his character, you know?
Sure?
And you've witnessed ample evidence of this man's exemplary character today with your own eyes. From the early hours of this morning to this very moment now. Despite contending with the passing of his close companion, and despite accusation of guilt, this man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, courage. Very well. I'll think of a clever way to word my report in the Department of Justice. Inspector? After all, I did just make a promise, didn't I? I said I'd do anything to all to make up for my shortcomings here. Oh, thank you, Inspector. If you'll excuse me, I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think. I need to discuss what to do next and how best to make my report.
Thanks, Hosonaga. Okay.
Are you really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I wonder, would you consider teaching me what I need to know?
Everything about being a lawyer? I would be delighted to help you. I am a judicial assistant after all.
Thanks.
And Mr. Naruhodo?
Right? She was beating me up earlier, but she's nice and cute now.
I'd like you to take charge of this.
What? Me? Are you sure?
I'm sure it's what what Kazuma-sama would have wanted. Its name is Karuma. It's a great sword that's been in the Asogi clan for generations.
Very well, I accept. I'll treasure it always. Alright, that should be the end of the chat. Oh my gosh. It's been ending for like 20 minutes.
So then, Mrs. Sato-san,
it seems we'll be working together for some time to come yet.
It will be an honor, Mr. Naruhodo.
Alright, bye! Go to work, love you!
And for the next 40 days, I shan't grant you a single minute of freedom. We shall fill every spare moment with study.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's exactly what I needed. But, before we begin, I have an earnest favor to ask of you too.
Huh? What is it?
Please throw me to the ground.
Oh!
3 times.
No.
I should never have doubted you. You were Kazuma-sama's closest friend. Of course you have never done anything to hurt him. That should have been obvious to me from the start. But I allowed suspicion to get better of me. And no matter how upset I was feeling, this completely unforgivable behavior.
Wait, no, you were in shock. You just found out about me stowing away. And the cabin door was locked from the inside.
No, I won't let you make excuses for me. Whatever the circumstances, I should never have thrown you. Not even once, but 5 times.
That number keeps creeping up, doesn't it?
Please, you must. Just take a hold of me and throw me. Do it. Don't even think about it.
No, I don't even know how. I've never thrown anyone in my life.
Very wise, Miss Naruhodo-san. It isn't a skill one acquires without considerable training. Oh, Mr. Sholmes. I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confess I was most impressed.
When did he see that?
I presume that would be a form of Japanese wrestling. Oh, well, in a way, it's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of an ancient jujutsu technique.
Apparently it's called Sato takedown. It leaves your head swimming, believe me.
How beguiling. I'm a practitioner of combative arts myself. I'm a somewhat accomplished boxer.
There he goes, dancing around again.
Oh, I wonder if you'd be so unkind to instruct me on the technique if you're resting through.
Aw, this is cute.
Yes, I'd be honored. Then, let us not dally. Demonstrate, my dear man.
Oh, no, not on me. No.
Oh, of course.
Uh-oh.
Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo?
What? Beat up again.
As you can see, you're thrown from the abdomen. You throw from the abdomen. Oh yes, arresting indeed. And this is what you term the Sato takedown, is it? Actually, no. That was a Sato squash.
In my groggy state of consciousness, a scene from an evening recently spent with Kazuma flickered in my mind. Karuma?
That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asogi clan.
I can't believe you managed to get permission to bring it with you. I mean, taking katana on a study tour is more than a little regular, surely.
A Japanese man's sword is the soul of Inosuke. It can't be parted from my katana.
Well, we just parted you from it.
Karuma guides me. I truly believe that.
So its name compels its wielder to slice evil into? Not that you would need much compelling.
On that subject, There's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain, and I'll sacrifice anything to make it happen. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me.
Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. Forever together.
I knew you wouldn't let me down. That important thing he had to do. I still don't know what it was. But I'm going to see the place. I'm going to see the place for myself and work it out. In Great Britain's capital, London.
Yay! Chapter's end. Alright, hold on a second. I'll do my little outro for what's it called? YouTube. Alright, and that is the end of chapter 2. Yes, save my progress. Save. Save? Oh, there we go. There we go. Alright, and for the YouTube peoples, I'll see you guys all next time. Laters.